Hi, I am Self-Awareness, Professor Carroll's lecture assistant for Week 2. Now, imagine this. You're sitting in a performance review, and your boss tells you something about yourself you've never realized. Shocking, right? These moments shine a light on our self-awareness, or often, the lack thereof. Now let's dive into Tasha Eurich's groundbreaking research. Despite most of us believing we're self-aware, only a tiny fraction are. It's a wake-up call to see ourselves as we indeed are, not just as we think we are. Imagine believing you're an open book, only to discover that only 10 to 15% of us are truly as transparent as we think. This is what organizational psychologist Tasha Eurich found in her groundbreaking research. Despite a widespread belief in their own self-awareness, most individuals do not meet the criteria for being truly self-aware. Eurich's studies, spanning thousands of participants, uncover this surprising gap between perceived and actual self-awareness, challenging us to question, how well do we know ourselves? Defining self-awareness. Self-awareness is the conscious knowledge of one's character, feelings, motives, and desires. It involves a dual perspective, understanding ourselves from within, internal self-awareness, and recognizing how others view us, external self-awareness. The power of self-awareness lies in its profound impact on personal development, leadership effectiveness, and professional growth. It enables us to make sounder decisions, build stronger relationships, communicate more effectively, and navigate the complexities of interpersonal dynamics with grace and confidence. In essence, self-awareness is not just about looking inward, it's about expanding our perspective outward, thus enhancing our ability to adapt, lead, and thrive in an ever-changing world. This introduction sets the stage for a deeper exploration of self-awareness, bridging the gap between personal perception and external reality, and underscoring the transformative potential of this self-knowledge in both personal and professional realms.
Now, let's dive into Tasha Eurich's groundbreaking research. Despite most of us believing we're self-aware, only a tiny fraction are. It's a wake-up call to see ourselves as we indeed are, not just as we think we are. Understanding self-awareness. Internal versus external self-awareness. Self-awareness is not a monolith. It encompasses two distinct dimensions, each critical to our understanding of ourselves and how we navigate the world. Internal self-awareness refers to our perception of our values, passions, aspirations, fit within our environment, and our reactions, including our thoughts, feelings, behaviors, strengths, and weaknesses. It's the lens through which we view our inner landscape, guiding personal decisions and paths to self-fulfillment. People with high internal self-awareness tend to have more excellent job and relationship satisfaction, individual and social control, and overall happiness. They are also less prone to anxiety, stress, and depression. External self-awareness, however, involves understanding how others perceive us about those same internal aspects. It's about seeing ourselves from the outside, through the eyes of others. This self-awareness is linked to empathy and the ability to take others' perspectives. Leaders with a good grasp of their external self-awareness are often perceived as more effective by their employees, fostering better relationships and achieving higher employee satisfaction. The interplay between internal and external self-awareness is fascinating because it's possible to be highly attuned to one's inner self, while oblivious to how others perceive one, and vice versa. Surprisingly, Eurich's research indicates little correlation between the two, underscoring the need for a balanced approach to developing both aspects of self-awareness. Common myths and realities. Tasha Eurich's research challenges several common myths about self-awareness, replacing them with grounded realities. Myth: more experience and power automatically enhance self-awareness. Many believe their self-awareness naturally improves as they gain experience and ascend to higher energy levels. However, Eurich's findings suggest the opposite. Experience and power can often entrench us in our thinking and make us less open to feedback, thereby hindering our self-awareness. Myth: introspection always leads to increased self-awareness. While introspection seems like a straightforward path to self-knowledge, Eurich's research reveals that how we introspect matters greatly. Simply asking ourselves, why, can lead to incorrect assumptions and narratives that do not accurately reflect our motives or actions. This type of introspection can decrease self-awareness. Reality. Self-awareness requires external input. Contrary to the belief that self-awareness is a solo journey, Eurich's work underscores the importance of seeking feedback from others to understand how we are genuinely perceived and to correct any misalignments between our internal self-view and external reality. Reality. Effective self-awareness strategies are counterintuitive. Rather than solely relying on introspection, developing both internal and external self-awareness often involves engaging with others, asking the right kinds of questions, what instead of why, and being open to feedback. however challenging it may be to receive.
Self-awareness is a dual-layered concept. It's not just about looking inward and understanding our emotions and motives, it's also about seeing ourselves through others' eyes. This balance is critical to personal and professional growth. The impact of self-awareness. Tasha Eurich's comprehensive research sheds light on self-awareness's profound impact across various dimensions of our professional and personal lives. By meticulously analyzing the behavior and outcomes of thousands of individuals, Eurich and her team have uncovered compelling evidence of self-awareness's benefits. The benefits of self-awareness. To job satisfaction. Individuals with high internal self-awareness tend to find greater job satisfaction. This is likely because they have a clearer understanding of their values, desires, and aspirations, allowing them to align their career paths more closely with their personal goals and interests. Decision-making. Self-awareness enhances decision-making skills. When people understand their internal drives and can anticipate how others perceive their actions, they make choices that are more informed, balanced, and reflective of a broader range of perspectives. Creativity. There is a strong link between self-awareness and creativity. Knowing one's strengths and weaknesses allows individuals to approach problems from unique angles and leverage their authentic selves, fostering innovative thinking and solutions. Leadership effectiveness. Leaders who cultivate internal and external self-awareness are often more effective. They are better at building and maintaining strong relationships, can communicate more clearly, and are generally seen as more empathetic and understanding by their teams. These leaders are adept at adjusting their approach based on feedback and are, therefore, more capable of leading their teams toward success. The paradox of self-awareness. Despite its clear advantages, self-awareness presents a paradox. While nearly everyone agrees on its value, associating it with improved performance, better leadership, and enhanced interpersonal relations, it remains a rare commodity. According to Eurich's findings, only about 10 to 15% of individuals studied exhibit accurate self-awareness. This scarcity is not for lack of trying. Many people strive for greater self-awareness but encounter obstacles, misunderstandings, and ineffective strategies along their journey. This gap between the perceived ubiquity of self-awareness and its actual rarity underscores the challenge of developing this critical skill. Many factors contribute to this paradox, including misconceptions about what self-awareness truly is, how to achieve it, and the uncomfortable truths and vulnerabilities exploring it can uncover. Moreover, the modern professional environment often emphasizes quick decisions and actions over reflection and introspection, further complicating individuals' paths to genuine self-knowledge. Eurich's work highlights the importance of valuing self-awareness as a concept and actively engaging in the practices that cultivate it. This involves challenging assumptions, seeking feedback, and employing more effective introspection techniques. The benefits of such endeavors extend far beyond the individual, positively impacting organizations, relationships, and society at large. Thus, while self-awareness may be rare and challenging to develop, its profound impact on our lives makes it a pursuit worthy of our best efforts. Why is self-awareness so crucial, though? It leads to better decision-making, improved relationships, and effective communication. It's the secret sauce to navigating life's complexities with grace. Barriers to self-awareness. Achieving accurate self-awareness is a challenging endeavor, hindered by various psychological and social barriers. Understanding these obstacles is the first step toward overcoming them. Cognitive biases. Cognitive biases significantly impede our self-awareness. These biases are mental shortcuts that our brains use to simplify information processing, but can distort our self-perception and understanding of the world. For example, confirmation bias leads us to pay more attention to information confirming our pre-existing beliefs about ourselves, while ignoring or rationalizing evidence to the contrary. Similarly, the Dunning-Kruger effect can cause less competent individuals to overestimate their abilities, while more competent individuals might underestimate theirs. These biases create a veil over our self-perception, making it difficult to see ourselves. Emotional intelligence. While emotional intelligence is an asset in understanding and managing our own emotions and empathizing with others, its relationship with self-awareness can be complex. High emotional intelligence requires a degree of self-awareness, yet the intense focus on others' emotions can sometimes lead to neglecting one's internal state. This imbalance can mask a deeper understanding of our needs, desires, and motivations, presenting a barrier to achieving full self-awareness. Limitations of introspection. Introspection, or examining one's thoughts and feelings, seems like a direct path to self-awareness. However, it's fraught with limitations. Tasha Eurich's research highlights a critical misunderstanding about introspection. Simply asking why we feel or act a certain way often leads to inaccurate narratives. Our desires, fears, and biases shape these narratives rather than objective facts. This type of introspection can reinforce false beliefs about ourselves, leading to less, not more, self-awareness.
But here's a twist. Being self-aware isn't as straightforward as it seems. Eurich busts common myths. like the idea that power or experience automatically makes us more self-aware. Turns out, it's the opposite. The role of feedback in self-awareness. Feedback from others is crucial in developing both internal and external self-awareness. However, feedback is often avoided or mishandled for several reasons. Fear of negative feedback. Many people fear that feedback will be negative and hurtful, preferring to maintain a possibly inflated self-image rather than risk discomfort. Poor feedback delivery. Sometimes, the way feedback is delivered, without care for the receiver's feelings or without specificity, can lead to defensiveness rather than reflection and growth. Lack of feedback culture. In many organizations and social circles, there isn't a strong culture of giving and receiving honest, constructive feedback. Without regular practice, individuals may not develop the skills needed to handle feedback effectively. To overcome these barriers, it is essential to cultivate environments where feedback is valued and delivered in a constructive manner. This involves training in giving and receiving feedback, fostering emotional resilience, and challenging our cognitive biases through reflection and open-mindedness. Additionally, shifting introspective practices from asking why to what can help bypass some of the limitations of introspection, leading to more accurate and actionable insights. Introspection, often thought to increase self-awareness, can sometimes lead us astray. Asking why might trap us in a loop of incorrect assumptions. The key: focus on what instead, to gain clearer, actionable insights.
Now, let's talk solutions. Eurich suggests seeking feedback from loving critics. These people will give it to us straight, helping bridge the gap between how we see ourselves and others. Practical strategies for enhancing self-awareness. Self-awareness is a proactive process involving introspection and seeking external input. Based on Tasha Eurich's research and recommendations, here are practical strategies to enhance self-awareness. 1. Feedback seeking. Identifying and approaching loving critics. Loving critics are individuals who care about us and have our best interests at heart, but are also willing and able to provide honest, constructive feedback. Identifying loving critics involves reflecting on who among our acquaintances combines goodwill with insightful observations about us. These individuals could be mentors, trusted colleagues, friends, or family members. Approaching loving critics for feedback. Be specific. Instead of asking for general feedback, ask specific questions about behaviors or situations. This makes it easier for your critics to provide valuable insights. Create safety. Assure them that you're seeking the feedback to grow and that you value their honesty. Creating a safe environment encourages openness. Act on the feedback. Show that you take their insights seriously by acting on the feedback. This demonstrates respect for their input and encourages them to continue providing it. 2. The power of what questions. It is shifting from why to what questions is a powerful strategy for enhancing self-awareness without falling into the trap of introspection that leads to rationalization or negative self-judgment. Examples of what questions. Instead of asking, why did I react so defensively? Ask, what made me feel defensive, and what can I do differently next time? Replace why do I feel so unhappy in my job with what aspects of my job make me feel unhappy, and what changes could improve my situation. This shift encourages a more objective, solution-focused approach, making identifying actionable steps for personal growth and development easier. 3. Balancing internal and external perspectives. Balancing internal and external self-awareness involves regular self-reflection and seeking and integrating external feedback. Here are some practical exercises for internal self-awareness. Daily reflection. Spend a few minutes each day reflecting on your experiences. Consider what you learned, what you could improve, and how you felt throughout the day. Values assessment. Review your core values and assess how well your current life aligns with them. This can guide decision-making and help clarify personal goals. For external self-awareness, regular feedback sessions. Schedule regular check-ins with your loving critics to discuss your progress and challenges and receive feedback. 360-degree feedback. Participate in or organize a 360-degree feedback process where you receive anonymous feedback from a wide range of coworkers, including peers, subordinates, and superiors, integrating internal and external inputs. After receiving external feedback, take time to reflect internally. Assess how this feedback aligns with your self-perception and what actionable steps you can take to address gaps or reinforce strengths. Enhancing self-awareness is an ongoing process that requires dedication and an open mind. By employing these strategies, individuals can gain deeper insights into their behaviors, motivations, and the perceptions others have of them, paving the way for personal and professional growth.
Another strategy is balancing our internal and external perspectives. This means not only reflecting on our values and behaviors, but also understanding how our actions affect those around us. For this week's assignment starts by asking the following questions. What do you do best? What do you value most? When are you most effective at impacting people? When are you most satisfied with your work? What type of legacy do you want to leave behind?
So how do we make self-awareness a part of our daily lives? Journaling, mindfulness, and setting aside time for reflection are practical ways to start. They help us tune into our inner world and the world around us. Cultivating self-awareness is not a one-time event, but a continuous journey. Implementing daily practices and maintaining an open dialogue with oneself and others are crucial steps in this process. Here are practical methods to enhance self-awareness in everyday life. Daily practices and exercises. Journaling. Keeping a daily journal can be a powerful tool for enhancing self-awareness. It allows for a structured reflection on daily experiences, emotions, and decisions. Consider ending each journal entry with a what question, such as, what did I learn about myself today? Or what can I do differently tomorrow? Mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Regular mindfulness practice can help increase internal self-awareness by making you more aware of your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, thereby reducing automatic, unconscious reactions to people and situations. Reflective questioning. Incorporate reflective questioning into your routine by setting aside time each week to reflect on more significant questions about your life direction, personal values, and the alignment between your actions and your goals. This practice can be enhanced by considering feedback you've received and evaluating your progress in areas you're working to improve. Integrating feedback into self-perception. Feedback is a gift, though it may not always feel that way. Integrating feedback into your self-perception is essential for growth and requires an open, non-defensive attitude. Create a feedback log. Record the feedback you receive. Note down the context, the feedback itself, your initial reaction, and the actionable insights you can derive from it. Reviewing this log periodically can provide valuable insights into your growth and areas needing attention. Feedback reflection sessions. Regularly schedule time to reflect on the feedback you've received. Consider how it aligns with your self-perception and what discrepancies might say about your internal and external self-awareness. Use this as an opportunity to adjust your self-perception and behaviors accordingly. Open dialogue. Foster an environment of open dialogue by regularly discussing your goals, perceptions, and the feedback you're acting on with trusted individuals. This can be with mentors, peers, or family members who support your growth. An open dialogue enhances understanding, provides new perspectives, and reinforces your commitment to self-improvement. The importance of ongoing, open dialogue. Continuous, open dialogue with oneself and others is critical in the journey of self-awareness. It ensures that self-awareness is not static but evolves with new experiences, feedback, and reflections. This dialogue encourages adaptability, resilience, and a deeper understanding of oneself in relation to the world. In implementing these practices, remember that the path to self-awareness is personal and unique. What works well for one person may not for another, so it's important to explore different strategies and find what best supports your growth. The ultimate goal is to live more consciously, making choices that align with your deepest values and authentic self.
Integrating feedback into our self-perception is crucial. It's about creating a feedback loop where we're continuously learning, adjusting, and growing based on both our self-reflection and the input of others. As we wrap up our exploration of self-awareness, guided by Tasha Eurich's insightful research, let's distill the key takeaways and consider their application in both our personal and professional lives. Self-awareness, the deep understanding of our internal drives and how we're perceived by others, is far more elusive than most of us assume. Eurich's work illuminates a stark reality. While the majority of us believe we are self-aware, only a small fraction truly are. This gap between perception and reality offers both a challenge and an opportunity for growth. Eurich's research underscores the critical role of self-awareness in enhancing job satisfaction, decision-making, creativity, and leadership effectiveness. It's the foundation upon which we build stronger relationships, make sounder decisions, and navigate the complexities of professional and personal life with grace and resilience. However, achieving true self-awareness is not without its challenges. Cognitive biases, emotional intelligence, and the limitations of introspection can obscure our self-perception. Feedback, although essential, is often feared or mishandled, further complicating our journey towards self-awareness. To embark on this journey, Eurich suggests practical strategies such as identifying and approaching loving critics for feedback, shifting from why to what questions to foster a more objective and forward-looking perspective, and balancing internal and external self-awareness through reflective practices like journaling and mindfulness. Commitment to action. As we move forward, I encourage each of you to commit to one actionable step that you believe will enhance your self-awareness. It could be as simple as starting a daily journaling practice, seeking out a loving critic for feedback, or incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine. Whatever action you choose, let it be a step toward a deeper understanding of yourself and how you navigate the world around you. Opening the floor. Now, I'd like to open the floor for any questions you may have. This is also an opportunity for personal reflections. Perhaps you'd like to share an insight you've gained today, or a specific action you're committing to. Let's use this time to support and learn from each other as we embark on this journey of self-awareness together. In conclusion, the journey to self-awareness is ongoing and filled with discoveries and challenges. Yet, it's among the most rewarding endeavors we can undertake, promising a life lived with greater clarity, purpose, and fulfillment. This week's discussion post asks the following. In the article What Self-Awareness Really Is and How to Cultivate It, author Tasha Eurich states, even though most people believe they are self-aware, only 10 to 15% of the people we studied actually fit the criteria. How would you rate your level of self-awareness? Based on the article's suggestions, what are some ways that you can improve your self-awareness? Use content from the article to support your response. Here is Professor Carroll's response to the discussion post. Evaluating my level of self-awareness based on Tasha Eurich's article, What Self-Awareness Really Is and How to Cultivate It, can be challenging but enlightening. Eurich's research suggests that while many of us believe we are self-aware, only a small fraction truly are. This discrepancy invites a moment of introspection on my own self-awareness journey. Eurich distinguishes between two types of self-awareness: internal and external. Internal self-awareness involves understanding our own values, passions, aspirations, and how our actions impact others. External self-awareness refers to understanding how others perceive us. This distinction is crucial because it highlights that being aware of our inner selves does not necessarily translate to understanding how we're viewed externally. Given this framework, I would rate my self-awareness as a work in progress. I feel somewhat confident in my internal self-awareness, but less so in my external self-awareness. Recognizing this gap is the first step toward improvement. To enhance my self-awareness, Eurich offers several actionable suggestions grounded in her extensive research. 1. Seek feedback from loving critics. These are individuals who have our best interests at heart and are willing to give us candid feedback. This approach helps improve external self-awareness by offering perspectives outside our own bias. 2. Focus on what rather than why. When reflecting on our actions or feelings, asking why can lead to rationalizing behavior or negative introspection. Instead, asking what can guide us toward more constructive and actionable insights. For example, instead of asking, "Why do I feel this way?" we might ask, "What situations trigger this feeling?" This shift encourages a more forward-looking and problem-solving attitude. 3. Balance internal and external self-awareness. Being aware of both how we see ourselves and how others see us is key to comprehensive self-awareness. It involves actively seeking out and reflecting on feedback from others, as well as introspecting about our own values and behaviors. For instance, I can apply these strategies by setting regular meetings with a mentor or trusted colleague to discuss my performance and how I can improve. During these meetings, I could focus on asking what questions to understand my actions' impact better, and how I can align them more closely with my values and goals. In essence, improving self-awareness is a dynamic process that involves both introspection and seeking external perspectives. By applying Eurich's findings to our self-improvement efforts, we can strive towards becoming part of the small percentage of people who are truly self-aware. This journey towards self-awareness is about personal growth and enhancing our effectiveness and satisfaction in both professional and personal realms. In closing, the journey to self-awareness is ongoing and deeply personal. It's about being honest with ourselves and open to change. Embracing this journey unlocks our potential to lead more fulfilling and authentic lives. Let's take that first step together by completing the Week 2 discussion post and Week 2 assignment. This week's lecture will help prepare you for the Week 3 assignment on your personal values.